Hi, welcome all you wonderful people who have stopped by for my intuitive and interpretive reading. This is for the moon cycle that starts with the new moon on the 29th of March and continues through the full moon on the 12th of April of 2025. This is for entertainment purposes only. Any resulting enlightenment is purely coincidental and unintentional. Shall we get on with this? Well, we have the struggle card. This looks very familiar, doesn't it? This card's from the Wisdom of the Cailleach deck. The Ten of Arrows, or Instruction from the Wildwood Tarot. And we have Fur as our Celtic trio. Yeah, the hard work continues. We are still in a period where we have made a commitment, we have to stick to it. We don't know exactly what the outcome will be, but it is a cause worth fighting for. It's a reason to keep going. Now, related to that is instruction. This card is about the passing on of wisdom, of knowledge to future generations, and how valuable that can be. Sometimes they are very practical skills, but I'm seeing it go beyond that. I'll get back to that in a second. I want to talk about Fur. Fur is about wisdom, and it's about foresight, really. It's about taking what you have learned and extrapolating from there to, well, predict the future, but it's a prediction based on experience and learning and information, not necessarily on some psychic insight that you receive. The wisdom contained within Fur energy is learned. And that, I think, is one of the things to pass on to the younger generations, whether they want to learn or not. But I think here I'm seeing a pattern that directly reflects the state of education here in the United States. Some of you may not be aware, but the current government wants to dismantle our Department of Education. This would be disastrous for many, many children, many students, and their parents. I think it also addresses the dumbing down that our country has been going through for many years. I think the first step was overwhelming teachers with so much paperwork that they didn't have as much time to teach. And then, unfortunately, came all the safety drills because of some of the I don't want to make YouTube mad, but the sun gooshings, should I say, that have happened in our schools and other public areas. Another aspect of Fur, though, is that it's a fire energy, and it's full of vitality. It's full of its health, its vitality, it's the fuel to go forward and progress on this journey that the struggling one is on. But I'm seeing this as stressing the importance of good educations. There are so many people now homeschooling, and often they have legitimate concerns, especially for their children's safety at school. But there's also a large portion who are I will just say religious nutcases there. I said it. Who would rather teach their children from their own religious mythologies instead of facts that science has determined, theories that science has come up with through careful observation and testing, which is really, well, I think it's extremely harmful to teach children religious BS instead of reality. So that may be a place to focus during this next cycle. If you have students in your life who don't seem to be getting a grip on, I would say, classical education, but who just don't seem to be learning real, accurate lessons, okay? Maybe you can teach them. And as an English major, I bewail the horrible decline of grammar and punctuation these days, because grammar and punctuation are there to make you understood. They're there for the sake of clarity. Ugh. I hate reading posts or texts that have absolutely no punctuation, no capitalization. It's difficult figuring out what the person actually means. And I don't think that's a burden that should be placed on the person reading something. That should be the responsibility, or at least the concern, of whoever makes the post, the text, the statement. Okay. Well, I would also say this might be a good time if you want to learn something that seems old-fashioned, maybe, again, a practical skill. If you are still fortunate to have older people in your family or in your environment who can share some of their wisdom, ask your great aunt how to knit. Ask your grandfather to take you fishing. So there's an emphasis on practical and very real, truthful learning. And that might be one of the goals we are committed to and really have to push for. Well, this moon cycle actually begins with a partial solar eclipse, and eclipses really bring up things. They can illuminate things that have been in the shadow and that we need to deal with. So the sorry state of public education, at least here in the U.S., I know it might not be so bad in other places, but I can't help but interpret from these elements that it does apply to our national education crisis. Yikes. Well, keep up the good fight. I will see you again. It will be on the full moon in April. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me at otherwisewomanccp@gmail.com, and we will discuss the particulars. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye for now.